See the terrain here. It's pretty wild, rugged, deep. This is probably the high spot of the village, churches. You can see the gorges here, the ravines, people jumping off to their deaths to avoid being captured and enslaved. Here's one of the many churches, Church of Panagia. I'm assuming it's closed. Back up there to the high point, may have been the main church. Quite nice. And we have another church here, closed up. Church of Agios Antonios. They say there was as many churches as there were people here. We call around again. There's that church we first saw. Back down to the ravines. Virtually inaccessible except for one way in, and the Turks found it. Okay, around one of the back sides of this old buildings. Another structure there, probably another church. Again, the terrain. There's gorges on either side of this high point here. There's enough open land for the people to make their village. And the two gorges on each side made it really, there's no other way in but the road we drove in on. Okay, we're going to go inside one of these abandoned village houses. Assuming it's a church. See by the vaulted roofs, the arches. If there are murals here, they're long gone. But out this door or window, you could see the drop. And you don't want to get too close here, but you could see the cliffs. Unreal. All around both sides. Back again. Yeah, it must have been a church. You can see the little nooks, little altars. Swing back. Looking at probably the main entrance. Some more of the terrain here. You could see how the cliffs get real close there. There's probably a very little narrow path through that, but trying to find it would be really tough if you don't know where you're going. We'll just go down a little bit here. Try not to fall. And go over the edge. But there's little paths all along the edge here. Let's get a little closer here. And it looks like there may have been some structure here at one time, all along the sides here, but this is really amazing. The cliffs, the gorges, quite the place. And another area of some type of structures here, right on the edge. Maybe houses. Very little left of anything other than some walls. We'll look out the door here. And what a drop. Wow. Cliffs, sheer cliffs. Tremendous views. Actually, there was structures down below. Maybe it was terracing for whatever agriculture they could do up here. And probably another church, I guess. No signage here. Swim around. More terrain here. Another view of the sheer cliffs. There's no fencing here, so you don't want to get too close to the edge, because you go over, they won't find you for who knows how long. Okay, more of the terrain. This is the other side of the settlement. Still very rugged, deep ravines, cliffs. Really, you know, almost impossible to get up here by that route. Some type of structure that was here. We'll go back. Again, a nice scenic spot there. We'll swing back to where we just came from. Structure, which I assume is a church, and we'll move on. Another building, again, no signage to tell us what it was. Maybe a small chapel, but can't say. Well, I see some type of mural in here, some painting. Get a little close. Right there. Don't know if you can see there's a cross. Some very faint painting, yeah, definitely a church here, a little chapel with some blue, red. A little opening there. A nook. There's some more very faint color there. So this must have been a little important area of the church. Again, very faint coloring here. Up on top, so the whole thing must have been murals. A little nook. Again, maybe some painting there. The floor is all rubble, stone. Gotta be careful. Once this place was attacked and ransacked, and whoever survived, they all left. And nobody ever returned since 1520s. They say it's an evil place now. So it's just been left to its own demise. But coming here now in October 2023, it's amazing. Again, another structure. And this may have been the main church. No signage. Scan back that way to the first church we saw, which is the most intact church here. But all around terrain. There's a plant with some red berries on it, not quite sure what it is. Okay, we're heading back. There's that one of the earlier churches we saw that was still in pretty good condition, and unfortunately couldn't get into it. There's the first church we saw. Again, the terrain down below, inaccessible. The road right there that we drove part of the way. There's a parking lot. Road was fairly good condition, mostly gravel, but slow going, and I have a small car and there was no problem getting here. These remaining walls may have been houses. Hard to say. There's one, two, it's like two anyways. Decent size. Again, one of the first churches. You know, it's relatively good condition, so it may have been some restoration work done here. It would have been nice to have been able to get inside. I don't know if we can see anything through the windows. Kind of hard, unfortunately. And there's a little bell, so obviously some type of church. Maybe people still come up here. A little seating area here, right in front of the church. So maybe on certain religious days or dates, come up here. but from everything I've been told, it's a place of evil. So whoever comes up here is got to beware. Here's another structure. I'm off the main trail, just sort of bushwhacking here. Assuming a church, but again, no signs. Scan around. You can see the hills and cliffs. Those are the remains of the, what I presume to be houses we just went by. We'll take a walk down to the edge here. No trail, just winging it. You can see the drop off here. Ravines, cliffs, ridges, impossible terrain to be maneuvering around in, especially if you're an army with all your gear and whatever else you have with you. A little more of an overview of the main area of the site. Beautiful day, sunny, probably mid-70s Fahrenheit. Comfortable, bit of a breeze. Can't complain, the weather's been really nice. You could see some of the stone walls that were built here along the one of the original trails, I would assume. Lots of stones. These paths, I mean, you know, centuries old, years old. So they've probably been washed out over the centuries. But, you know, just watch your step. You should be okay. It's off the main trail, but it's still okay to walk on. I'll be approaching the main trail right up here. Again, terrain, magnificent. Pretty much the site. It wasn't huge, apparently. Not a whole lot of room up there for structures. But it's a great hiding place as long as nobody, you know, spoke after being tortured. But who knows what type of torture they were doing back in those days. Probably can't even imagine it. Here it is. One last look. If you're in Kythira, it's worth coming here just for the scenery. Not much left for structures and remains, but you can almost envision what it must have been like back in the days. Take a ride out here, it's worth it.